Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Here's the deal, folks. It's looking more and more like the speech that William Hinman gave, former SEC Director William Hinman, that he gave June 14th of 2018, giving Ethereum effectively a free pass, which he claims, of course, was just his personal opinion. It's looking more and more like perhaps there was actually an entire team of people writing that damn speech at the SEC. So we need more information to get to the nitty-gritty of all this, but it really is not looking like William Hinman just sat down and artfully crafted this whole thing on his own. It really is not looking like that. And so I want to highlight part of what was written up by an XRP community member on this website, and I love the address of this website. It's ClaytonHinmanFacts.com. You gotta love this. And so this was written up just 12 hours ago, and so I actually printed it and I just highlighted some of the parts that I found most pertinent. I don't want to go through the whole thing, although it's fantastic in its entirety. But I wanted to highlight that and share with you comments on this exact topic from others in the community, including one of my fellow XRP YouTubers, as well as John Deaton, who of course is the attorney within the XRP community who is seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case on behalf of about 19,000 XRP holders. I've then got this story from Cointelegraph titled SEC reportedly contracts blockchain analytics firm to monitor DeFi industry. And so here you go, another story indicating, this is not going to surprise you, but this is real life. They are just trying to take over all of crypto. In fact, they want to be the ones that have the power to regulate all of crypto. That's exactly what they're going for. In many ways, this seems like a bit of an overreach, but this is what they're doing. And then I've also got this story, unrelated to XRP and Ripple, but interesting nonetheless. This comes from Decrypt, and it's titled, Man who lost $800,000 of Bitcoin sues parents of alleged teenage thieves. And by the way, actually, I'll even tell you this right here at the outset. This piece is so interesting. And I feel so bad for the person who got robbed here. But the people that are being charged here, they're not even denying that wrong was done. Or they're not even denying that they're the ones that stole it. It's like, it's just ridiculous. But anyway. But before I go any further, I do want to be clear, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos, but just as a very fun hobby. So that's all that's going on here. And so before I actually cover this first piece, I want to share some of those tweets and comments that I was mentioning just a moment ago. And so here's a tweet from Hester Peirce, who is one of 5 SEC commissioners. Now, these 5 SEC commissioners, they are the individuals that determine, they vote. They vote on whether or not to bring legal complaints on behalf of the SEC down on individuals and businesses and other entities. There's 5 people, and they vote on whether or not to legally pursue whatever they're considering legally pursuing. So certainly the case with Ripple. And so Hester Peirce, one of them, and on June 15th, 2018, this is the day after former director William Hinman gave his Ethereum speech, Hester Peirce tweeted out the following just one day later. When Howie met Gary, a positive step in the SEC's relationship with innovation. So that's part of the title of the... actually, maybe it's the full title of the damn speech that he gave, When Howie Met Gary. I think that is the case. When Howie Met Gary, a positive step in the SEC's relationship with innovation. So there you go, one of 5 SEC committees. And I like Hester Peirce, by the way. This is not me coming down on her. I'm just recognizing what is reality. And the SEC, they put out this speech, and they say, oh, just, here's the asterisk, it's just Bill Hinman. But the truth is, it was always designed to be perceived as official SEC decree, that they wanted markets to respond to this without the responsibility of saying, yeah, we're the SEC, this is our stance. That's exactly what it was. And so my fellow XRP YouTuber, Digital Asset Investor, retweeted that just the other day and wrote, from the day after Bill Hinman's Ethereum free pass speech, question, if the speech was just Bill Hinman's personal opinion, how is it a positive step for the SEC? And that's a legitimate question. It's a point that I've brought up again and again and again. It was designed to be perceived as just that, official SEC position. That's it. And this is where Clayton Hinman Facts. That's the website. So ClaytonHinmanFacts.com. This is the Twitter account on your screen right now. This is where Clayton Hinman Facts jumped in here, responded to DAI, and wrote the following. Bill Hinman's speech was sent around the SEC 63 times via email, and they expect us to believe it was just his personal opinion. No kidding. And then attorney John Deaton retweeted that, and he wrote the following. How many drafts? Who made changes? List everyone who received the speech, list anyone who commented on it, and list what his/her job title was at the SEC. None of the above questions ask about actual communications, so the deliberative process privilege does not apply. And so that last part, what he's referencing is it's a tactic that the SEC is using in an attempt, at least, to not report on specifics that the court frankly has demanded that they record. We keep seeing this again and again. Oh, no, this is privileged. This is privileged. We cannot divulge this super secret information. We're the SEC. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Except for the way that John Deaton is citing here, we don't even need the specifics to get some serious meat out of this, right? And then here was a separate tweet from Clayton Hinman Facts on Twitter. Hinman is praying the SEC conceals everything Ripple wants in discovery. That evidence will reveal who really wrote his Ethereum speech and then illegally profited from the inside knowledge. Here's what we uncovered. And this is where it leads to the actual write-up, which I'm going to cover parts of it right now. But shout out to Clayton Hinman Facts here on Twitter, who did tag me along with some others within the community. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And so let's get into this. And this is titled, Is the SEC Hiding Evidence That Hinman Colluded to Boost Ether? Legit question, is it not? If it weren't for the lawsuit the SEC filed against Ripple, we might not have ever glimpsed how crooked William Hinman turned out to be as director of corporation finance. A federal judge has ordered the SEC several times to produce the documents and external communications around Hinman's June 14, 2018 speech, where he declared that Ether is not a security. The SEC is desperately fighting not to produce them because everyone knows that if they fully comply with the order, their case will fall apart. It's a happy coincidence for Hinman that the seeds of the SEC's defeat are in those documents, and they are fighting tooth and nail to conceal them. It's because if all the emails, meeting records, and staff notes are made public, they will also reveal with whom Hinman consulted and colluded to draft, edit, and finalize that 2018 speech, after which the price of Ether has increased by a face-melting 600% to date. From all indications seen in the redacted Hinman deposition and the filings around the fight to conceal it, the evidence that the SEC is hiding will reveal the following. He's got several bullet points I want to run through here. The first one is the following. Proof that Hinman consulted with top leaders of the Ethereum Foundation and private market participants heavily invested in Ether before the speech. Number two, all the entities and individuals, and this is, listen up, this is probably my favorite one out of all the bullet points, all the entities and individuals inside and outside the SEC who knew about and or participated in editing the speech, including market participants with substantial investments or financial interests in Ether. Court filings indicate at least 63 SEC emails where versions of the speech were attached. So pause right there. Think about this, folks. 63 SEC emails where the speech was attached. Various versions. So it could be drafts, whatever, not in its final state, fine. But that's the point. So who's the team of individuals that wrote this damn thing? Is it seriously just Hinman? Looking less and less likely. We don't know for sure, but it's looking less and less likely that's the case, isn't it? Exactly. And so then you got to ask yourself, if it's the case that it's a team of people at the SEC that actually wrote this damn thing, how the hell is it just William Hinman's opinion? So wait. You're telling me that the SEC, some of the top executives, they all work together. They craft it. The SEC has crafted it. But then one person delivers it and they're allowed to get away with having an asterisk. Oh, it's just my one, I'm just one human. It's just my opinion. They're going to be allowed to get away with that? No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, thank you, sir, madam, no. That's a bunch of garbage right there. That is trash. And any human that's not biased can see that from the outside looking in. They're trying to get away with all this. And you know what? It's their own damn fault. Maybe they would have too. Oh, they still could actually, but it would have been more likely. It'll be more likely they would have gotten away with it had they not picked a fight with Ripple. That doesn't look to be a very good move for them at this point, does it? Third bullet point. More clues on how material non-public information about the context of the speech apparently made its way to Coinbase as they listed Ethereum Classic on their exchange 3 days before Hinman made the speech. Legit question. Although I will say this too. So back when I jumped into crypto in late 2017, there were 3 cryptocurrencies on Coinbase. That was it. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. That was it. You know what the 4th cryptocurrency was that Coinbase added? It was Bitcoin Cash. But that shouldn't be too terribly surprising because Bitcoin Cash, it's a fork of the original Bitcoin. And so from a legal perspective, I don't know what their full internal deliberations were, exactly what the litmus test looks like. I mean, they're somewhat transparent about that. Coinbase actually is, and they have this weighted procedure I talked about in a video just the other day, actually, but I think it was probably a lot easier for them to list that Bitcoin Cash, given that it was just a fork of Bitcoin, because there are a lot of similarities, of course. And so similarly, with Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic, presumably that would have been a factor. But as far as whatever communication had, I mean, it's totally legit to bring this up, just to be clear. I'm just fully thinking through this and sharing my thoughts on it. And then the 4th bullet point was a more complete list of Hinman's clients at Simpson Thacher, including those who directly profited from the impact of Hinman's speech. Legit, my friends. And then they state, all of this will help us connect the dots with what we've already documented. Since 2017, Simpson Thacher has been a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, a community of businesses and organizations pushing for the widespread adoption of Ether. Hinman joined the SEC in 2017. Simpson Thacher, listen up, paid Hinman millions of dollars all throughout his service at the SEC. So is it really just an unfortunate coincidence with lots of bad optics, or is it a situation where there's smoke, there's fire? I'm leaning towards the latter, aren't you as well? Come on, do they think we're stupid? STOOPID, stupid? Yeah, they do, actually. I think that they think we're stupid. I really do. And I think that they're jackasses. So, they can think what they think, I can think what I think, and we're going with life. Freaking asshats. And then you've got this, because the SEC, they will just, whatever they're allowed to get away with, they're just going to do it. They have no shame. They absolutely have no shame. Here's a headline from Cointelegraph. SEC reportedly contracts blockchain analytics firm to monitor DeFi industry. Because apparently the SEC thinks it's some sort of king. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has reportedly signed a $125,000 deal with blockchain analytics firm Anchain.ai to help monitor and regulate the decentralized finance industry. According to a Friday report from Forbes, an Anchain.ai company spokesperson confirmed the agreement with the federal regulator, saying the SEC and the blockchain firm had the option to sign up to 5 separate one-year contracts for $125,000 each, or $625,000 total. The first contract reportedly began in May. At the taxpayer's expense. There you go. And this is what they're doing. They're not providing protection for investors. Not in every case, certainly. And look, and to be clear, and I've said this before, but it's worth mentioning in a video like this where I'm being notably critical. Of course, there are actions that the SEC has taken that legitimately do protect investors, but that doesn't mean that they're all good people here. In fact, they're demonstrating that they're not, and they're demonstrating that they're unethical. They're demonstrating supreme hypocrisy, and they have actually materially, financially harmed investors. The SEC has harmed investors. I mean, you're talking about billions of dollars of XRP's market cap just getting wiped out in very short order. And they're pretending it's not because of them. It's disgusting to me. And now they're in DeFi. Grinds my gears, folks. It really grinds my gears. And to the last piece now. Man who lost $800,000 of Bitcoin sues parents of alleged teenage thieves. Ah, yes, indeed, because as my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy, sage wisdom. You were definitely onto something. A man is suing the parents of 2 teenagers who allegedly stole his $800,000 Bitcoin fortune. Colorado resident Andrew Schober's stash of 16 Bitcoin was stolen from him in a 2018 malware attack, court documents allege. At the time, it was worth about $220,000 and was 95% of his net worth. I tell you what, I am supremely sympathetic. Some people, when they get tricked, people be like, you're an idiot, you should have fallen for that. I do not really approach stuff like that. I'm like, no. Somebody just scammed that person, and we can all fall for stuff it doesn't mean we're all stupid even, we can all be a little bit gullible in life at various points in times, and if just the right scenario lines up in just the right way, we can all be tricked of various things, and in this case, the ramifications, the consequences, very, very big for this individual. And so for me, I'm nothing but sympathetic, and I would love to just see justice be done here. I'm not convinced necessarily it's going to happen, and you'll see why as we go through this here. But it might. The cryptocurrency disappeared after Schober downloaded a dodgy cryptocurrency wallet app from Reddit, which was allegedly created by 2 minors, Benedict Thompson and Oliver Reed, court documents say. The wallet then redirected Schober's funds to a different Bitcoin address, according to the filing. Schober spent $10,000 on an investigation and tracked the Bitcoin to the 2 teenagers in the UK, the documents say. Both Thompson and Reed have studied computer science, including at a top UK university, the filing notes. And so I'll pause right there. This is what I've brought this up many times before, of course. Because there's all sorts of people, many of them politicians and such, that they will crap all over the cryptocurrency asset class. It's used for illicit material, illicit intentions, this and that, blah, 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 Bitcoin, you've heard all of those nonsense complaints, right? About, laundering money, blah, 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 whatever. But the truth of the matter is that the vast majority of blockchains out there, they're public. And so you can see, it doesn't sound like somebody's name is necessarily tied to every single transaction, but you can see where it goes and what accounts those are attached to. And as a result of blockchains being public, you can figure stuff out. And so this guy, after losing 95% of his net worth, he paid another $10,000 to track what was going on with the public blockchain, and he got results. Go figure. How about that? Anyway, piece continues. And this is a quote. The deployment of the malware on Mr. Schober's computer and the subsequent theft of Mr. Schober's cryptocurrency was devastating for Mr. Schober, the court document reads. He did not eat or sleep for days afterward and has been in a severe state of distress for the past 3 years, it adds. Mr. Schober was planning to use the proceeds from his eventual sale of the cryptocurrency to help finance a home and support his family. Yeah, so let me tell you what. If that were me, I'd probably feel about the same. That would be, can you imagine? That's some serious dough right there. And different quantities of money will mean different things to different people, but what about just the percentage? If that's not, if you're a big baller already and that dollar amount isn't enough to you, what if you lose the 95% of your net worth because somebody stole from you? It's just devastating. It really is. People are the worst. Anyway, Schober then wrote a letter to the parents of Reed where he asked for the money to be returned. Your son is obviously a very intelligent young man, he wrote in 2018. I do not wish for him to be robbed of his future. But the letter was met with silence. And Schober is now suing the parents of both teenagers. By their refusal to respond to Mr. Schober's demand for the return of his cryptocurrency, the defendants have refused to return Mr. Schober's cryptocurrency, the document adds. The parents of the teens have since responded. In a filing made this month, they argue that, and check this out, this is how bad these people are, that the 3-year statute of limitations applies, meaning that Schober is now out of time to take legal action. But the parents have not denied that their son stole the Bitcoin, which has since soared in value by 600%. So I don't know from a legal perspective if justice is going to be done here clearly, but I think these are bad people, and this should be given back. it's infuriating. Like, doesn't it make you feel angry, like, seeing this happen to people? Like, that's why it's risky. Like, it's hard to know what to trust in cryptocurrency. I'm always sympathetic to people that get duped like this. You know what? This hasn't happened to me. Nothing like this. I think I could be tricked if somebody does it in a sufficiently sophisticated way. And even if it's not particularly sophisticated, like, you gotta understand, like, anybody can be tricked. And if the right things line up, and it just, you never know. I'm just saying, you never know. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that this guy gets back his Bitcoin that was stolen from him. But who the hell knows? I'll wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.